It's Thursday, March 21st, and it's about 2 o'clock. I just got home from running errands. I'm pooped. I've been dyeing yarn like crazy, so today is just about errands, and I thought I'd make a dessert for tomorrow night. Tomorrow's Friday, so we're having friends over for pizza, and I thought I'd make a dessert. I had some bananas going bad, so I haven't made this recipe in years, but I'm going to share it with you. It's a chocolate banana cake. Super easy, and I'm just going to use store-bought frosting, but I'll show you what you need to make the cake and what it looks like. Okay, hang on. Okay, for the chocolate banana cake, the ingredients are super easy. So you're going to need half a cup of butter. I'm going to stick that in the microwave and soften it up a bit. You're going to need 1 cup of white sugar, 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, 2 mashed up bananas, half a cup of sour cream, or you could use Greek yogurt if you wanted. I just have some sour cream that I want to use up. So you need half a cup of sour cream, 1.5 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, a pinch of salt, half a cup of cocoa, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And you also need half a cup of boiling water. So I'm going to go put my water on now.
The brightest sky I have ever seen, the most colorful one like a dream. You wake me up with a new white smile, and I know I'm truly alive. I wanna save every moment now. Hold tight, my love, we got this one right. And if they ask us where we've been hiding, we'll just shake our heads. And when no one is listening, I confess, I'll let you in on everything, even the fact that I'm obsessed with you. I hope I don't scare you too much, babe. I wish to flatter, not alienate. Since I met you, my life's like a train, running smooth, I've been made for you. And when no one is listening, I confess, I'll let you in on everything, even the fact that I'm obsessed, the fact that I'm obsessed with you. With you. So when no one is listening, I confess, I let you in on
It is Friday morning, and before I start dyeing some yarn, I thought I would do my pizza prep for tonight. So I've got some peppers and red onion sauteing. For a veggie pizza tonight, I think I'm going to try something different. So just with regular pizza sauce, some artichoke hearts, and green olives, and mushrooms. It probably sounds really weird, but I think it's going to taste super yummy. On another pizza with these mushrooms as well, I'm going to do some, we baked some garlic chicken with some pesto, and then with the peppers and a little mushroom, and then just, I just got a pizza variety meat pack. My son tends to like your basic pizza. And the wings are defrosting. So when everybody comes tonight, I'll get a little footage of the cooked pizzas, but I thought I would show you some different ingredients I'm using. Happy Friday! I'm also trying a new dough recipe. So here it is. It's got another 35 minutes to sit. Anyway, I'm going to try my hand at homemade garlic cheese fingers as well. And if I like this recipe, I will share it with you. I have a couple of dough recipes, but yeah, I'm going to try a new one, see what this is like. So stay tuned.
Ran out my heart, I let you go. Do it alone, won't let you know. I'm out in the night with someone new. It's not what I want, he's not you. At least it's something fun to do. Put on some makeup, yeah, for you. For your love, I volunteer.
there. It is episode 31. This is Sweet Skein of Mine, my vlog on knitting, dyeing, crafting, cooking, a little bit of everything. So if you've seen this before, you know I kind of like to talk about a little bit of everything. Lately I've been doing little snippets of life and just making a little summary of the past 2 weeks. I live in Fredericton, New Brunswick. My name's Amanda. I am the dyer behind Sweet Skein of Mine, a very small batch dyer. And yeah, so I just thought I would come on and catch you up. I clearly have some new things to show you. I had on Instagram the other day, and I updated my Ravelry page as well. So normally I think I feel like a Friday is a good day to vlog, but tomorrow is my son's birthday is on Saturday. He turns 23, Alex. So tomorrow we're gonna let him have Saturday with his friends, which, you know, he's 23, he wants to celebrate, and his birthday lands on a Saturday, so fair enough. So we're gonna have his family birthday tomorrow. So tomorrow I'm just gonna have everybody over, cook, clean. I just knew that there wouldn't be time to do this. So I thought I would, catch you up on my finished objects. My pottery, which I'm so excited about. I picked it up last night. Some future knitting. What's on in a whip, one whip. I better just get started with what I have on. If you follow me on Instagram, it is the Easy Like Sunday Morning sweater. It's a free pattern by Sonder Yarns. And a couple of months ago, my friend Suzanne, hi Suzanne, did a navy blue sweater. Now I can't remember the name of the sweater that she did, but when I saw the picture of her sweater, I just was in love with the idea of having a navy blue sweater added to my knitwear. So I've got Sonder yarn once before. I did my halibut sweater in it and loved it, so wanted to go and give Melissa a little more support and got a kit. So again, it's a free pattern. It's called Easy Like Sunday Morning. It's a top down raglan sweater, and you start at the top. This part, I believe you knit a good 4 1/4 inches, and then you fold it in and just stitch it down. The kit I bought was, I believe, for a size 3/4. I was a little nervous about not having enough yarn, so I went ahead and knit just below the armhole, broke the yarn off, and completed the sleeves. And I'm really, really glad I did, because this is what I have left. As I suspected, I'd have, you know, there's always a lot of yardage in this, in the mohair. So the kit came with 3 Sunday Morning DK and 2 of the halo. Here you go. The color is called Cover to Cover in the DK, this beautiful navy. And the halo mohair is called Blue Monday. And it's just a little bit brighter. It's gorgeous. And I'm sure it's the same colorway. It's how it probably took. All the fibers always just take the colors differently. But anyway, it created this gorgeous blue. I loved knitting this. But like I said, I'm glad I went ahead and did the sleeves, and I followed everything to pattern. So I had to kind of cut it short and do, you know, the ribbing isn't quite as long as I would have liked it to be, but I still love it. So I haven't woven in my ends because I really, really wanted to think about it. Like, am I happy with this length, or do I need it longer? And I think this length is going to be nice, especially wearing a shirt underneath. It's kind of nice to have a little bit showing. I photographed it in one of my denim dresses and had a collar. Yeah, it's just going to be something super, super versatile, whether I wear it over a dress or right now I've just got a long sleeve shirt on. But I love it so much, and it went so quickly. And bigger needles. I feel like this was a 6mm. Now I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was. Anyway, like I said, it's a free pattern. So yeah, I finished it up and I love it. And that's all I have left. So, and it's not the yarn's fault. I don't gauge swatch. So of course I was going to run out of yarn. Anyway, so something else I completed is a pair of socks. So I've been talking about this for a while now, the past few episodes. It's my Turtle Purl. I can't tell if that's showing or not. Turtle Purl self-striping yarn. Kiss Kiss. And when I got it, it came in, it was already skeined up separately. So that was nice. And this is what I have left. So I feel like I might be able to get just like a little pair of sockette minis out of what's left over. And here's my finished sock. So it's not a pattern, it's just a vanilla sock. I put all my modifications on Ravelry, and yeah, they're adorable. I love them so much. I love these colors together. Pink and brown together is just perfect. So I have 2 finished objects. And once that happened, of course, I needed to have some mindless knitting on the go. And before I show you that, I do want to show you what's up next. I have been needing to just try one of Nancy's sock patterns. So if you follow Knit Sip Happy, she has a plethora of brand new sock patterns. She's just amazing. She just started doing this, I think it was just last year, Nancy, that you just started writing patterns. And anyway, she's got a couple that I keep looking at and I'm trying to make up my mind. One has a cable in it, a little baby cable, and one, I think it's called Bloomin' Lovely. The eyelets have like little flower shapes all over it. So I wanted to knit one of her patterns, but I don't want to use anything that's striped or variegated or anything that's going to deter from the showing off the pattern. So this is my yarn, and I just dyed this up. This is a new colorway. It's called Maverick. I love it. It's like this olivey green, and I put it with like a fuchsia pink mini. I love it. I don't know if that's blowing out. It's a really dreary, rainy day today, so I think my lighting is horrible. But anyway, I'm going to cast on a pair of socks, another pair of socks. Who am I? But I'm going to do one of Nancy's patterns, so I got to figure out which one I want to do. It's either the one with the little cable, I can't remember the name of it, or Bloomin' Lovely. So, and I'll do the contrasting heel, toe, and cuff in this. And then, yeah, like I said, just use like a semi-solid kind of tonal yarn so that you can see the actual pattern in it. So I'm going to take on that next when it comes to socks. But then I went and cast on another blanket. So I did some footage of going through minis. This one I'm going to be a little more intentional. I'm not just going to grab randoms and have colors in it that don't really speak to me, like, I don't know, like that shamrock kind of green, or I'm not a huge purple fan. So I went through my big bag of minis and kind of pulled aside the colors that I think I just want to be for this blanket for me. So a lot of pinks and greens and mustards, some blues and browns, peach, and this is what I've gotten started so far. So this is, I'm using the pretty much the pattern from Homespun House. I'm talking too fast. From a Homespun House, her Cozy Comfort Throw, or Comfy Cozy Throw. I'll put it on the screen. I always get this backwards. I've made 2 so far for my daughter, and then one for my daughter and one for me. And then I made another one that was that's going to be a wedding gift, but instead of doing the I-cord edging like I showed you last episode, I just slipped the first stitch of every row, and it's just giving it a finishing touch. So I'm doing that again. I'm not going to do the I-cord edging. So this is what I have done so far. So I'm holding a strand of fingering weight mini, and this time instead of doing holding it with another mini or natural yarn, I am holding it with my yak sock. So this is just the natural color. It's like a beautiful, I don't know if you want to call it grayish, but it's just this natural tan, kind of grayish. Anyway, oh, it's like butter. It's so soft. So just to give it a different kind of color, I decided to hold, yeah, the colorful minis with this natural yak sock. And I do weave in my ends as I go because it just makes life so much easier. So slipping that first stitch does create a neater edge. And again, I'll be very intentional with my colors and just keep it all in the same kind of color wheel that I love and am super drawn to. So that's the beginnings of another blanket. And what else? I think that's kind of it. I wanted to show you my pottery. I picked up my pottery last night. Oh my gosh, I enjoyed this class so much. So it was 5 weeks in total, and you know, you spend your first 3 weeks throwing, making your items. One class is spent trimming, putting your handles on, and then another class is glazing. Anyway, she was such a good teacher. I did pottery before, but I didn't really learn anything. I had fun, came home with like lots of little bowls and everything, but this class I actually learned, and she just had the equipment and the tools and even glazing. I should have been more adventurous with my glazing, but of course I went to a lot of items having them pink, but I want to show you, I won't show you everything, but I want to go through and show you what I made, and then that way actually it's documented and kept here. So this is the piece I made for Dan, and it's got that pretty little detail on the handle. He really wanted me to make him a bowl, and I kept trying and trying. I think it was I wasn't using enough clay. It just kept breaking and flopping over. So where this was a beginner's class, you know, you were kind of told, not told, but it said, they said use 1 pound of clay. So I think if I used a little bit more, I'd have more to work with. So I signed up for another session in the May-June class. So I'm going to try to make Dan a bowl next time. But for now, I did kind of conquer getting a mug thrown. And this is not very easy to do, so I did that one. I love this one. I thought it was adorable. So I cut out the heart and got that on, and they're just babies. My big one that I'm very proud of, I still can't believe I didn't make it pink, but I just love this brown. And I did like a little vine detail on the handle there. So I've got that one. Okay, this one was a little piece I was throwing, and then when we were trimming the bottom, it got too thinned out and it kind of broke. But the instructor reminded us, you can, if it breaks, you know what, it could be a planter. So my daughter loves cactuses and succulents and everything like that. So I decided to go ahead and make like a little planter for her. I think she'd like this better than a mug. So I'm going to go buy her a little succulent and plant it in this little guy. So I have that. I did a white glaze. I really like this. My clay was white speckled clay. You had your choice between white, red, or white with the speckles, and I really like that. So again, there's the detail on the handle. I have a present for my best friend Jane. Look what I made her. I'm so excited to give it to her. So they didn't have a lot of stamps, but she did have a J, and I was like, you know what, that's perfect. I'm gonna make Jane a mug and give it to her as an early birthday present. So I did, again, a little vine on the handle. I love this pink glaze. So I'll give her that this weekend because she watches this podcast. I have a little white bowl. Could be good for like a little ring dish. This one I'm going to give to my mom. I don't know, she could use it for like little dried flowers or something. That one. I did this one. This is like my baby beer stein. I love this guy. It's so cute. So there. Cheers. And then this is probably my favorite that I made. A little vine on the handle, and yeah, so you wax the bottom so that the glaze doesn't get into the kiln. And anyway, I really, really love doing this, so I'm excited for the next session to happen. What else? I am going to cast on another shrug because I feel like shrug season is here. We started out with like this +9 weather, and then we get this snow, which I showed in like previous, like in video before this. A couple of times we get a good little amount of snow. So today it's going to rain, tomorrow it's going to rain. I think it's going to rain all weekend, so I don't think the snow is going to last very long because we were seeing spring, and I was wearing nothing but like a long sleeve shirt and a shrug for a couple of days. So shrug season is here. So I'm going to make another shrug. This is my favorite one. I've got a few of them, but this is the one I wear all the time. This is My Girl and Barbie's shoes. And My Girl is because my daughter's eyes are like this color blue. Beautiful. And Barbie shoes because it's Barbie shoes. My modifications are all on my Ravelry page. It's a Saturday shrug, but I think I went up a needle size, cast on more stitches. Anyway, I do have shrug kits in my shop too, so that took 4, 2 and 2. So my next shrug, I'm really loving this Maverick color. So I'm going to use this with Tickled Pink. And this will be my next shrug. And with jeans and a t-shirt and a flip-flop kind of outfit, I love it. So that's that. That is my next on the needles. And other than that, yeah, we've got Easter this weekend. We're going to my mom's for Easter dinner on Sunday. I normally have a brunch, but I just didn't want to. I don't want to be organized for a brunch this year. I just want to concentrate on letting my house stay a mess if it needs to be, just still packing and making a mess. So, and the reason why I'm packing so early is it's easier to purge. So when I'm going through cupboards and packing, not the necessities, but I'm able to purge more and say, yeah, I don't want this to come with me. And so packing is allowing me to clean. Anyway, yeah, so I hope everybody's well and have a nice weekend. I'm going to do some footage tomorrow night of that pizza crust that I made, that I showed earlier. It turned out like fabulous. It was so good. So I'm going to make that crust tomorrow night. So my next vlog, I will have the recipe for that. And I'll get some footage of Easter dinner at Mom's, Alex's little birthday dinner tomorrow night. And Sarah and I always get out for lunch once every 2 weeks, once a week, just to have our little one-on-one catch-up. So I'll always include a little bit of that. And I think that is it. I did want to share what I've been watching. I know some people have been sharing a lot of shows that they've been watching, and I wanted to write this down to tell you. So I just finished True Detective. So I know I'm late to the game a lot for these kind of things. I loved it, and it's weird because I don't like scary things. Nothing that makes your heart race, or I just don't like it. And so I finished that and it was amazing. So if you haven't watched True Detective, it was so good. I think that was on Prime, I think. And then Dan and Jane and Brian and I watched Roadhouse the other night with Jake Gyllenhaal and McGregor. What's his name? Not Colin McGregor. Conor McGregor. Anyway, it was a total cheese fest movie, but it was good. It was worth watching. It was kind of fun. And other than that, so now I don't really have anything to watch right now, but I found a new podcast. And like, speaking of late to the game, it was just a suggested video to watch on YouTube, The Nitty Stew. Oh my gosh, I love her. Her name's Leanne, and you guys are probably all going, yeah, I've been watching it forever. Her name's Leanne. She's from Calgary. She calls herself the Nitty Stew because she's a stewardess. And I just watched her latest, and I really, really enjoyed her. She's smart. She was a cerebral talker, and I just loved hearing, all of her footage and watching, what she was taking in at this yarn store that she visited, and some detail behind some of the things she was showing and what she was knitting. I loved her. So that is like my new favorite podcast right now, The Nitty Stew. So if you're like me, who kind of lives under a rock sometimes, check out The Nitty Stew. Leanne is wonderful, and yeah. So that was good to find to add, because I haven't really been watching a whole lot of podcasts lately, and then I was just scrolling and found that. So nice little surprise. Anyway, again, have a great weekend, everybody. Sorry if I bored you with my pottery, but I am so excited. It was like Christmas morning last night when I was there packing up all my goodies, because you glaze it and everything's white, and you don't know, like, is it going to survive the kiln? And anyway, I don't think I had any casualties. It looks like everything came home with me. So anyway, have a great day, everybody. It is Thursday, so I will hopefully get this up tonight. And yeah, happy knitting, happy crafting. Enjoy that banana chocolate cake recipe. It's so good. So, so good. Okay, I'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. Okay, bye.